because you have a garbage quarterback. And that's where they could be, because Trubisky put them in bad spots, and they just they couldn't make stops when they had to, when they would be put in these situations. And if, the quarterback plays better, they're definitely going to be a good team. But
yeah, exactly.
Now look, you know what? If the Packers, I think they still got the division though.
Yes. Let's talk about the North. Now you bring up the Packers, Kenny. I'm sorry. Is Kirk Cousins really worth 2 years, $66 million in Minnesota? I don't think so. He proved.
Well, we know how I feel. We know how I feel.
He finally won a national TV game against the Saints, no less. So, I mean, he showed us, that he can, win a big scale game like that. But
right.
I don't know. I mean, quarterbacks are overpaid to begin with, in my opinion, in the National Football League. That's just my opinion.
Well,
but
is
Cousins worth 2 years, 66?
Well, first, let's be honest. Aren't all players overpaid?
Oh yeah. Are you talking about the NFL in general, or all?
I'm talking about everything.
Oh yeah. Everybody's overpaid in professional sports.
Is a baseball player worth, what is it, 400? What's Bryce Harper's contract or Mike Trout's contract? Like $420 million, something like that?
Yeah, like 12
Garrett Cole, $324 million.
Yeah.
And like I said before, Eric Flowers is getting $20 million guaranteed.
Yeah, guaranteed. And a 3-year, $30 million deal.
So yes, Kirk Cousins is overpaid, but let's think about it. Look at the big picture. Athletes are making so much money.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now, do they deserve to get paid? A lot of them do deserve to get paid, but not that much. No. Some of these prices, it's listen.
Yeah. Major League Baseball is, in my eyes, definitely the most overpaid sport.
But the problem is there's no salary cap.
That's
definitely part of it. But the thing with the Vikings is, now when we had Tom Grossi on, he was talking about how the Vikings were going to be in cap hell, and because of having to pay Kirk Cousins and all these guys. Now they got rid of Xavier Rhodes. They cut him. He's now in Indianapolis. They're not bringing back Everson Griffin.
Stephon Diggs.
That's right. We didn't. They traded Stephon Diggs to the Bills, which is a great pickup by the Bills. I think they're going to benefit from that a lot. I don't know what other.
Josh Allen finally has a downfield weapon that he can use.
Well, I think John Brown was kind of that, but he's more of a number 2 though.
Yeah.
And Beasley is a great slot receiver.
Definitely.
And they definitely
and they did a lot in Dallas too, Cole Beasley.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they definitely have a nice 1-2 punch with Singletary and Frank Gore. So the Bills are going to be good.
Frank Gore still amazes me after all these years, how he's just still carrying on.
Yeah.
Because he came to the league, I think, 03, 04, something a long time ago now.
Yeah. And it's been like it's almost like his tenure with the 49ers was like a lifetime ago. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, it really does feel like it's been forever.
Credits to him. I mean, he might be playing for every team in the NFL by the time he retires. He wants to get that all-time rushing record. But
he's really desperate for that, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Vikings are getting rid of like these players so they could free up cap space, so they're able to pay Dalvin Cook and some of their defensive players and Adam Thielen. Once all these guys' contracts are up, they got to pay them, and I think they're doing the right thing, as opposed to the Rams, who really find themselves in a huge hole right now. And the other big thing is Todd Gurley getting cut by the Rams, and now he's an Atlanta Falcon.
I can't understand. Was there ever a reason as to why?
I think it was just the contract and the fear of the arthritis in his knees.
I guess
I won my fantasy league with him as one of my running backs, so I'm not complaining.
Backfield now in Atlanta, because you have Devontae Freeman.
No, Devontae Freeman got cut. He's not there anymore.
Oh, he got cut too.
He got cut.
How did I not know that?
I don't know.
I'm a step behind. What can I say? But no, I think that's a good pickup though for Atlanta.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
even though it's a 1-year, $6 million deal. Okay.
Yeah, it's a prove it. So if it doesn't work out, you can get rid of him. You know, you're not
Oh
stuck with
yeah.
his contract. You're not, he's not
Now, if it
lingering on your
does,
roster.
yeah, and if it does work out for Gurley in Atlanta, I would expect them, to give him a 3-4 year deal after. That'd be my guess. But
Yeah. If he
that's
shows
still,
that he's still got
we'll see.
burst in him and stuff, because if he doesn't, he's gone.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, that's what the game's all about today. You got to have, that quick speed ability. So
Yeah. I mean, the NFC South is loaded. I mean, up and down.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I like you said, the Saints are easily still the best team.
Yeah.
I think Tampa Bay will
I'm telling you,
give them a run for their money, but
yeah, the Bucks might give them a run for their money.
yeah,
They really
but
might.
ultimately, I think this is still the Saints division. I don't.
Yes.
I really.
I would
can't
never
see
go against
Tampa Bay. I can't. Well, you say you'll never go against Drew Brees, but then there's Tom Brady. But the thing is, though,
Think about that. We're going to see 2 Brees-Brady matchups now.
But you know what else we're going to see?
That.
Do you know what else we're going to see for maybe one more time, for the third time? That bad man taking on Tom Brady one more time in a Tampa Bay Buccaneers uniform.
That is right. Yeah, that is right. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and then I have
Giants
to listen
play the Bucs this year too. Daniel Jones against.
I kind of was refraining from talking about that. God. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that'll be fun. Brady going up against that secondary with those weapons. I mean, you saw what Winston did against them earlier in the year. Could you imagine what Brady's going to do with those weapons?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but the thing is, the thing that kind of annoys me is everyone's like, "Oh my God, Tom Brady is going to go off with these weapons," and you know what? Hey, he might. But listen, the guy is 43 years old. If he was going there in his prime, that's a different story. He's 40.
Yeah, this guy's going there after 9 Super Bowl appearances with the Patriots, who have easily been the best dynasty in the NFL. And, well, I don't know about in the NFL, but definitely of this century. And, we still got to, think about team chemistry. That's a big part of it. I mean, I'm sure Brady's going to be able to fit in just fine down there. But,
I think he will.
I don't know. Is Mike Evans going to be too much of a hothead, demand more for the ball than Chris Godwin? I mean, who knows? We don't know yet.
Here's the thing, though. The rumors that Antonio Brown could possibly go to Tampa Bay. Now, that's been shut down by Bruce Arians, but if they were to, let's say, bring him in, now you got Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, and Mike Evans, and there's only one football.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I couldn't see Antonio Brown going down there. I can't.
But you would see, you've seen on social media that AB, like, anywhere Tom Brady goes, he wants to go there, and it's vice versa.
I know.
But
maybe it's because Tom Brady threw him a touchdown in Miami last year. I don't know. Could be.
You know what? AB should go back to Pittsburgh. No, I'm kidding. That's not going to happen. But
that's never going to happen.
No, you know what I would love to see?
Is Antonio Brown ever going to come back to the league? Probably not. This is all probably just talk. He's got a lot of CTE still. So.
And he's got a whole lot of money.
A whole lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
But,
I mean. That's not going to happen.
Kenny, like we've been just talking about the last bit here, the NFC South is loaded. I think it's going to be one of the best divisions this year to watch. Really top to bottom. I mean,
the Bucs don't have a cakewalk of a schedule, though.
No, it's true. They really don't. And playing the Saints twice does not help. Playing the Packers, no. I haven't even really.
They even play Kirk. I know they play the NFC North, so they're going to have to go to Chicago, and you figure Chicago is going to be better. You're playing the Lions. Now, listen, I know the Lions were god-awful last year, but they did beat the Patriots on a Sunday night in 2018. And they were very good. They were 3-0-1 at one point with Matthew Stafford. Okay? and they've added more players from the Patriots with Jamie Collins and Danny Shelton. Now, Matt Patricia apparently just trades Darius Slay and Quandre Diggs because of, I don't know, add something, I don't know. Matt Patricia is just not a good head coach. But I think the Lions are still a solid team when you got Matt Stafford, and Kenny Golladay is becoming a really good wide receiver. Marvin Jones is a good number 2. TJ Hawkinson's not a bad tight end. Lions aren't a bad team when Stafford's on the field. They have a chance to win because Stafford is a good quarterback. He hasn't proven to be one of the elite of the elite, like a Drew Brees or an Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, but he's still a top. When he's on his game, he's a top 10 quarterback, I would say. So
yeah, that's definitely fair to say that.
Yeah.
Now, Kenny, I've pulled up the 2020 opponents that the Bucs have to face. So
yeah, and this is what we're getting into. Yeah, I mean the home games are just.
Look at this. I have not even looked at that. What a stacked home slate! Holy cow! You have Mahomes, Rodgers, Cousins, and Breeze all going in to Raymond James Stadium there in Tampa to face off with Brady and the Bucs. That's going to be wild.
Yeah, I know it is. I mean, and you don't know what the Chargers' status is going to be at quarterback. It looks like they're going to stick with Tyrod Taylor, but still, that Chargers are a good team on paper. And then obviously you have the Teddy Bridgewater-led Panthers, and Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and Todd Gurley could score some points. You would think the Rams, maybe. I don't know what they're going to do at running back.
Speaking of which, what in the heck is this new logo, man?
I don't know.
When the Rams released that 2 weeks ago, I was looking at like, what? Yeah. I don't get it. I mean, it's just another modern day twist on an old logo. That's all it is. That's what it has to be about these days.
Mm-hmm.
So, but wow, yeah, look at that schedule. I have not even looked at this yet for the Bucs.
It's a tough schedule. It's not a cakewalk. It really is not.
And then you got to go on the road in
Chicago and at Denver. I think Denver's going to be tough.
Yeah. Denver will be.
He does not like playing in Denver.
And not going to lie, now a Broncos team that has Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay in the backfield, I will take that any day.
Absolutely. And think about it. They added Jarrell Casey.
Yep.
And they traded for AJ Boye. Bradley Chubb's coming back from the ACL tear. You still got Von Miller, of course.
Oh yeah.
They franchise tagged Justin Simmons. This team's going to be pretty good. And with Drew Lock in year 2, first full season, the Broncos are going to be a good pick for a wild card team. I mean, obviously you got Kansas City. I'm not going to pick them over Kansas City, but they're going to give Kansas City some problems. They're going to give everybody in that division some problems, and I think they could definitely make a wild card. I definitely think they can make a wild card. Not out of the question.
Yeah, and Drew Lock, he didn't have too bad of a season last year for a rookie year. Not bad at all.
No, I mean his one bad game was against Kansas City in the snow.
And that was kind of expected because the Chiefs were just all out nuts last year. So.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I mean, wow, but thinking about that Bucs schedule though right now though, that's nuts, man. Think about that. Mahomes, Rodgers, and Breeze coming into Tampa. That's going to be fun.
I know you got to think that those games are going to be on you got to imagine Sunday Night Football, Joe Buck. Well, think about it. Now Tampa Bay's an NFC team, and usually, Fox is kind of like designated for the NFC and CBS is designated for the AFC. And Brady's always been in the NFC with Nance and Romo, and now you're going to figure that. Well, yeah. Wait, what did I say?
Yeah, he's always been in the NFC.
Well, what did I say? Wait, what did I said NFC?
You said he's always been in the NFC with Nance and Romo.
Oh, okay, all right. I meant to say AFC. He's been in the AFC with Nance and Romo. Yep. I mean, obviously Nance and Sims, whatever. Yeah, CBS. And then Fox is always with Troy and I almost said Troy and Aikman, Joe and Troy.
Troy and Aikman.
I'm really on top with these broadcasters. So you got to figure now that Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are going to be calling more Tampa Bay games.
Yeah, they're
going to be calling more Brady games
this year. And,
so
Sunday Night Football too. I think
Absolutely.
those games will be on probably Mahomes Brady. That one will
Yeah,
probably be on.
Mahomes, Brady. I think. Well, I don't know. I think CBS might have something to say about that because not Breeze, Brady and Mahomes, and then I would think
Sure.
that CBS has called Brady versus Rodgers and NBC has called Brady versus Rodgers. So you think maybe Fox says, "Hey, why don't it's got to be our turn?
Yeah,
It's got to be our turn." I mean, obviously they're not going to give it to ESPN because I don't know who knows what that broadcast team is going to be in the fall. I don't know. I mean, I can't wait for the schedule to come out. I think when does it usually come out? Like end of April, early May, something like that. So once we're done with classes,
usually the week before the draft.
Okay. So by then we'll know. I always love looking at the schedule when it comes out.
The NFL, as planned, is looking to hold the draft at their scheduled dates, April 23rd through the 25th in Vegas. No fans, though, due to COVID-19.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, Kenny? Is this really – because you look all around right now. I mean, no sports are expected to resume until at least middle of May, at least from the sounds of it. Also, golf has canceled the tour up through like the first week of June. They just canceled the U.S. Open, which is one of the majors, in the middle of June. And the Olympics is likely going to be postponed in July. I mean, with all these things getting canceled, what do you think about the NFL holding the draft as planned right now? They could still change it, but what do you think?
I think they could still hold it because I think they're going to do it's going to be like a conference call type thing where they just call and say, "Oh, you've been drafted by this team."
Was that what? Okay.
I think so. I think they're doing that, and listen, like the draft is kind. I mean, I think you could work your way around that.
Right. They could do that, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that
and
still be scheduled.
And obviously, let's really hope that, by the last week of April, we can say that this pandemic is starting to wind down. Let's hope.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not hopeful right now, especially terrible in New York State, as over 45,000 cases. It's not looking good down there, especially.
No.
But hopefully it all starts to wind down by the time we reach the NFL draft by the end of next month. So
yeah, I know that's how I feel, kind of. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't really know, like, because again, we're not experts, we have no idea, we don't really choose when this virus ends. The virus does, so we're kind of just, doing what we can. Thankfully, this kind of happened like towards the end of the year, and this didn't happen like smacked in the middle. So we only got 6 more weeks of online classes, and then we're done. So then we can kind of like, chill out and relax. Because right now we're still technically in school.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but it's been like okay, I would say so far. Online classes have been. It hasn't been terrible.
Coming up for me, but
yeah. I mean, you have like those like couple assignments where you're just like, oh, I really don't feel like doing this.
And I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing. Like it's kind of expected, but at home sometimes it's like it's a Tuesday afternoon. You're at home and you're just like lying down, relaxing. And it's like, oh, I gotta do that assignment. Man, I don't want to do that today, though.
Yeah.
It's just like the motivation's a little bit lacking.
Yeah, because one of my professors says like now you have no excuse. What else are you doing? You have to be stuck in your house. But listen, I guess like for our generation, we're kind of, most of us are kind of lazy, and I think even at school, even at school, I would say I'm still lazy. So yeah, it does take me a while to do assignments because then you procrastinate, you go on your phone, you see what's going on even though there's nothing going on. It's hard.
Let me check my Instagram. NFL nothing, MLB nothing. All right.
Let me watch. Yeah, I know. Like I'm just pacing around back and forth. Yeah, I know. I'm just pacing around this room back and forth trying to think. The other night I was just sitting at my computer just staring at Google Drive, just staring at the document that I was working on because I just could not think.
Yeah.
I just could not. I'm like, oh, I just can't. I can't think of anything to write.
Right.
Yeah, it's just it's tough. But you know what? Hey, like I said, it's not. We only have 6 weeks left, and then we're done. And let's hope it's all over by
Yes.
then. Um, but we'll come back to that. But I guess what we'll talk about now is the Giants. Let's talk about our team now. Okay, let's talk about what
Mhm.
they've done. Okay, so they bring in another Dave Gettleman guy in James Bradbury, who did have a solid season last year for the Panthers, and then they
I
bring
don't
in.
mind that.
No, I don't mind that either, especially because of what our cornerbacks were like last year, having DeAndre Baker be our number one, and he was awful. Janoris Jenkins was terrible. Um,
Yeah.
the secondary was awful. Okay, Jabril Peppers was, was good. Antoine Bethea,
He was all
got
right.
rid of him. Thank God. Okay, I don't know why we brought this guy in the first place.
I don't understand that either.
Okay,
Like,
and
at
then
all. I don't.
so they bring in James Bradbury. Now they're like, hey, Kenneth likes the Packers. Let's bring in some Green Bay Packers. Blake Martinez and Kyle Fackrell. Now, I like these signings. I do. I remember watching the Thursday Night Football game in 2018, Packers Seahawks. Fackrell was all over the place, sacking Russell Wilson like crazy. Now, Blake
And
Martinez
I
is a
like the
tackling
Martinez.
machine. Yeah, I like the Martinez signing. Now, the one knock on him is he's really bad in coverage. And that's something that we don't need on this team. We need somebody that could cover guys, that can play sideline to sideline. And if Blake Martinez is missing tackles and, just not being able to cover people, the signing is not going to be that good. Now, I'm hoping he does good. Listen, he's come from the Packers, and I like the Packers are a team I root for. And these are two guys that I think are definitely upgrades at the linebacking position compared to what we've had in the past with Alec Ogletree and guys like that. But
Right.
I like the signings, but hopefully we're wrong. Hopefully he improves, And then the other signings,
Yep.
Cameron Fleming. Look, it's for depth, obviously.
And Kenny,
Nate,
take a look at the signing right in the middle here. Okay,
Dion Lewis. Yeah, that was the next one I was
Now,
going to get
this
to.
is the first time in a while that I can remember the Giants having a halfway decent backup. Because, I mean, really, ever since, Bradshaw and Jacobs in, the year that they won 46, and,
Right.
After they broke apart, I mean, really, the Giants had, let's see, Rashad Jennings,
David Wilson,
yep.
Andre Brown, Orleans Darkwa.
Oh, I did forget about Andre Brown. Yeah, Orleans Darkwa, and then, of course, it was Saquon Barkley. I mean, but, you think about the backups that these guys had. So, Saquon's been with, let's see.
Wayne Gallman.
Wayne Gallman.
Well, actually,
maybe?
Paul Perk. Well, he kind of fell off. He's now I don't even think they have him anymore, but he was a special teams guy. But they did have the Giants did sign Shane Vereen.
Yes,
and
not that was a bad thing.
Shane Vereen did absolutely nothing with us, but
Yeah, it's true. Shane Vereen did not. He did not do a whole lot with them. But now the Giants have a name behind Saquon, I think that's what's good, because it really solves, like they're not like they really had an issue with Barkley, but now they have somebody else back there that they could turn to, and hopefully, Dion Lewis goes back to his Patriots days, because that was when he was, at his peak. So
yes,
he didn't do a whole lot in Tennessee, but he also, didn't do like nothing. He did something, but nowhere near, I think, what he was like in New England. So hopefully that signing turns out to be good for them. And like I was saying before, in the draft, either go for Jeff Okudah as another corner option, or I think they got to go with Tristan Wirfs, that offensive tackle from Iowa, because I really like what he has to bring to the table. And as I said, Giants need line help. Line help, Giants. Listen to us.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, they definitely do. There's no question. I mean, at least they did something. I mean, they could have there was guys out there they could have got. They could have got Corey Littleton. They could have went after him. Clowney was still out there. Clowney is still out there, but I think at this point, I think try to bring back Marcus Golden because he's still out there because he was good for us last year. The Leonard Williams thing, though, it bothers me so much. I just don't get what Gettleman's thought process was with that trade. I just don't understand. And now you had to waste a franchise tag on him. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But we'll see.
I don't know about that either. And speaking of franchise tags, the Cowboys franchise tagging Dak Prescott. What do you think about that?
Yeah. It's kind of turning into like a Kirk Cousins thing where they just keep franchise tagging him and they're like refusing to pay him because they don't feel like he's the guy.
And that was how it was for a long time with Le'Veon Bell out in Pittsburgh too, right? It was like that for a good while.
Yeah, well, I think it was more so that Le'Veon was just asking for an insane amount of money, and Pittsburgh really didn't want to pay it. Obviously they wanted to pay Antonio, and they had guys in front of them that they wanted to pay first. Like obviously they wanted to pay Antonio Brown first, and they did that, and that completely screwed them over because now they don't have either of them because of all AB's antics. But it's just, I mean, and Dak thinks he's worth all this money. I don't think he is. I think I'll say he's a solid quarterback. I think if he was like your only option and you had no choice but to take him or not take anybody, you would take him.
I'd take him. If he was the last quarterback out there, I would take him.
Yeah.
But what I don't like about Dak Prescott is his inability to throw the ball over 20 yards because he is poor down the field.
Yeah.
Really.
He has, but he just
mobile quarterback. Yes. Does he have a good back behind him? Yes. Zeke Elliott is great, but he just can't throw that deep ball. And
no,
I mean, now granted, that's not what you look at in a quarterback a whole lot, but it is an important factor. So I mean, that might be why that Dak, doesn't really live up to the hype. I mean, he's not a bad quarterback at all, but if he could just get some help with his deep ball, passing skills, I really think that he could turn into, a good quarterback. I mean, maybe you could place him on a level with, I don't know, maybe Phillip Rivers on that mediocre level. I mean, Phillip Rivers has been more than mediocre. Don't get me wrong, but
doesn't have any Super Bowls though. Just remember that.
That's true. That is true. That's true. And neither does Dak Prescott, and he never will. So,
yeah,
probably not.
Well, actually, no.
Speaking of Phillip Rivers,
that's what I was just gonna say.
Okay.
You know what? I think it's a good signing because right now, listen, look, he's 38. Tom Brady's 42, going on 43, whatever, and everyone's like, he's gonna be amazing. Which, look, he'll be good, but dude's 43. Phillip Rivers is 38. Okay, so he's younger now. He's still old, but he's younger than Tom Brady. And here's the difference now. Phillip Rivers has now he's got a really good offensive line. Marlon Mack is a solid running back behind him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Really good.
All right. So Rivers is going to have time to throw the ball. Now, does he have the same skill position players as he did in, I almost said San Diego, Los Angeles? No. But listen, they're still going to be, the Colts are going to be a good team. And they traded for DeForest Buckner from the 49ers. That was a great trade. They brought in Xavier Rhodes like we talked about before. So the Colts are going to be a good team. They're probably them and the Titans, I think, are the two top teams in that division because I think now with the DeAndre Hopkins trade, Houston's like, kind of falling off the map, and
they're falling.
And Jacksonville is just there. They're not doing anything next year. Don't expect anything from them.
No.
So we'll see. I mean, the landscape of the NFL is really different next year. It's really different.
Yes.
There's a lot of
yes, it is.
And Cam Newton is out there, and who knows? He could be playing on the Patriots. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Never know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But about Rivers though, I think he's a nice fit out there. Okay, in Indy, is he a better option than Brissett? Yes.
Yeah, slightly.
Yes, slightly, because he's at this point of his career now. Think about this. Big Ben is obviously, expected to be back at quarterback for the Steelers this season. Eli's gone now, though, so it's just Ben and Rivers, only main guys left from that '04 draft class. So obviously, if the Colts got Rivers a couple of years back, I would have said they would have had a better shot.
Well, I mean, granted, nobody knew Andrew Luck was gonna just flat out retire out of nowhere, but
I know that, and that was.
But now you understand.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was terrible that he had to. But I mean, it's one of those things. You got to think down the road, and Andrew Luck was just stuck in that situation. Like, well, do I really want to keep putting a major toll on my body, or do I stop now and preserve what I still have left of me before it gets worse? Because football by far is the most physical sport, hard contact all the time, basically.
Yeah.
It's rough. It really does take a toll over the years. But overall, that Rivers signing is okay for Indy. Are they going to go places this year? I don't know. I mean, they could be 9-7, 10-6, maybe at the most.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. But either way, I think that Phillip Rivers trade is a go for Indy. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. All right. I think we got pretty much everything covered for tonight.
Yeah. So, that sums it up, really. For
yeah. Yeah. So I will try to make this a regular thing. Hopefully I'll have this up by tomorrow, something like that, once whoever's watching it watches it. So, 1 hour. Listen, hopefully this thing ends soon. We miss sports greatly. We'll try to figure out what to talk about next week.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So, Tom Brady took a couple practice throws today. That's about it.
Yeah.
No.
This is what we're trying to do, and we're going to keep doing it. The show must go on.
Yes.
So that's it. And hopefully everybody, if you're watching this, once this is up, stay safe, follow the rules, don't do anything stupid, and we're going to get through this. So, so I'm Kenneth Gruenfelder, along with Ben Upson, here on Infinite Sports Radio. Signing off, have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
See you next week, guys.